Thank God it's a Friday. I had a miracle this week. We got water like 3 times a week. Normally we get water once a week, Thursday konangale. But this week amanzi abuyile 3 times a week. We're actually surprised. So I'm not sure whether imsebenzi kaMeya omucha or imsebenzi we-Second Republic, but it's good news. Welcome to This Week on CITE, a program where we talk about news headlines and issues that happen in our community, reviewing the stories that would have made headlines during the week. My name is Zenzele Ndebele, and as usual, I have my partner in crime.
Salebonani, Ilami Igamengu Alice, the AI presenter. AI means artificial intelligence. Thank you for watching the show, and don't forget to share the program with friends and also to give us feedback. You are free to suggest topics and issues that you think we should discuss in this show. Please send your feedback on 0777470017. So what's our first story this week? On Tuesday, the Potras director, General Gift Mokagete, claimed that the cost of data in Zimbabwe is one of the cheapest in the region, and the only problem is people have low disposable income, which makes data seem expensive.
For me, that is not only the story of the week, but it is the story probably of the month or the story of the year. The Potras director, I'm not sure whether he was using, Tel 1 data prices. One thing that I know is that data in Zimbabwe is very expensive, and a lot of people cannot afford it. But what can you say about someone? He's the Director General of Potras. Probably he gets free data from all the networks. Once in a while, data, he uses a free car, probably stays in a free house, he has free fuel. So yeah, he can afford to say our data is cheap. Guess he compares to the perks that he gets. Anyway, Alice, can you please fact check the claim that data in Zimbabwe is one of the cheapest in the region?
The challenge with Zimbabwe is the currency fluctuation. When Potras calculates the price of data, are they using official exchange rate or the parallel market rate? This is not the first time Potras Director General has claimed data prices in Zimbabwe are the lowest in the region. In November 2023, there was a video circulating on TikTok claiming that Zimbabwe has the most expensive data in Africa.
Top 5 African countries with the most expensive data prices. 1. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has the highest data prices in Africa, with 1 gigabyte costing an average of $43. This is more than 10 times the global average of $4.50. 2. South Sudan has the second highest data prices in Africa, with 1 gigabyte costing an average of $23. The high cost of data is due to the ongoing civil war, which has damaged infrastructure. 3. The Central African Republic has the third highest data prices in Africa, with 1 gigabyte costing an average of $10. 4. Zambia has the fourth highest data prices in Africa, with 1 gigabyte costing an average of $8. The high cost of data is due to a lack of competition among mobile operators. 5. Eswatini has the fifth highest data prices in Africa, with 1 gigabyte costing an average of $7.
This prompted the Post and Telecommunications Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe, Potras, to publish a statement saying Zimbabwe has the lowest data tariff in the SADC region, with an out-of-bundle tariff of ZWL 14,930, which translates to $3.21 per gigabit at the September 2023 official exchange rate, while the SADC average is at $4.60. ZimFact fact-checked that claim and said the statement was not true. They noted the country had relatively lower prices for medium-speed broadband, 10 MBS, and was comparatively more expensive bundles for high-speed internet, 25 MBS. Zimbabwe was, however, not ranked the cheapest in any category. The inaccuracies on data prices are largely based on misunderstanding over the currency regime in Zimbabwe. I believe nothing has changed. Data prices in Zimbabwe is very high. I am also surprised that there are no civil society organizations or media houses that are constantly monitoring the price of data. We don't have independent updated information on the price of data in Zimbabwe.
Thank you, and that was well explained. One thing that I know, like I said, data in Zimbabwe is quite expensive. A lot of people cannot, just get 1 gig or 1 gig in Neng, 10 megabytes. And even if when you're sending information on WhatsApp, it's a video, people first of all check how many megabytes it is before they can actually download. And one thing that I find it funny, and I think it's a robbery of some sort, the fact that the data that we get expires. So after 30 days, the data expires. As well, 100 gig, it expires. And I don't understand why networks cannot make it a point that when your data is left, it is rolled over to the next month. And this thing of night bangles is actually an issue for me. Why should we wake up in the middle of the night to get data that is supposedly cheap? But it is not cheap, because the assumption is at night there are fewer people who are going to be using the data. So people think that the speeds are going to be much faster. But ask anyone who wakes up at night, they've not managed to do what they are doing. So portals, instead of protecting the telecom companies, they are supposed to be giving us options on how we can get cheaper data, but also talking to these telecom companies to make sure that our data is rolled off. Coupled with expensive data is the expensive handsets. You still need a decent smartphone if you want to enjoy social media, but with the prices of smartphones, it's very expensive. We are friends to the East or China. Why can't we have a factory here that manufactures, ourselves? After all, we do lithium here and many other minerals. So let's produce our own cell phones so that our handsets can be cheaper. Alice, tell me, what is the purpose of the functions of the Anti-Corruption Commission?
Under Section 255 of the Constitution, functions of the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission include: to investigate and expose cases of corruption in the public and private sectors, to combat corruption, theft, misappropriation, abuse of power and other improper conduct in the public and private sectors, to promote honesty, financial discipline and transparency in the public and private sectors, to receive and consider complaints from the public and to take such action in regard to the complaints as it considers appropriate, to direct the Commissioner General of Police to investigate cases of suspected corruption and to report to the Commission on the results of any such investigations, to refer matters to the National Prosecuting Authority for prosecution, to require assistance from members of the police service and other investigative agencies of the state. Are you planning to report someone to the Anti-Corruption Commission?
Not really, but I'm just surprised that, I've not seen any statement from ZEC or the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe on the behavior, I would say, of Chivayo. In the recent few days, Chivayo posted pictures on social media of him showing lots of money, which he said was $4 million cash. And yet, the Anti-Corruption Commission is supposed to be dealing with the fraud, corruption, and issues like that. And also, I'm asking myself that what is the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe saying if someone will be showing all that amount of money? No one is asking about the source. No one is asking why the money has not been banked. And anyway, in 2016, the Chronicle then they actually wrote a story. The headline was Chivayo, criminal mastermind. And they claimed in that story that Chivayo was interested or Chivayo was involved in internet fraud. So with all those things happening and no one has refuted those allegations, if this kind of behavior was done by an ordinary person, I'm certain that someone would have been arrested. I'm certain that all security agents would have been out asking where the money came from and who did what. I guess everyone is expecting a phone call from Chivayo to go and see Victor. That's why they can't even see what this guy is saying.
Second Republic what? Anyway, no comment, only time will tell. I hear the prices of livestock is really low these days, but meat prices as have not gone down. What's the story?
Yeah, things are not looking good for the communal farmers. It is the buyer's market. I saw a video that was circulating on social media. Two very big cows, in my own view, were sold for $240 each. Phela imali yembuzi yona leyo. There is a lot that is involved when it comes to raising just one beast. The cost is definitely more than $200 because you have imali yomfana yenkomo, there's vaccinations, all sorts of vaccinations. You can talk about anthrax, black leg, botulism, dosing. You can talk about taxes. We pay for the land where we keep these cattle in terms of land tax. You pay umthelo wenkomo when you sell the cow. You are then supposed to pay 15% VAT. So there is a lot of money that is involved in raising just one beast. Then at the end of the day, you find that you're supposed to sell your animal for $240. That is daylight robbery. And I suspect and things are going to get worse because there is a drought this year. I hope that farmers are going to come together, find alternative ways of selling their livestock. Hlanganisani imali ekhaya ngale plumtree abantu bayathengisa imali inkomo ngamagabha. Sell to people who want beef because it's zwisa ubuhlungu ukuthi inkomo yakho ihambe mahara, and people are just taking like that and prices are going down. So things are going to get worse. Talking about that, I think I've lost hope for this farming season. It's not looking good and I don't think that anything will change. But let's hear from Vusi what he has to say about the weather.
Good day, Zenzele, Alice, and our viewers. My name is Vusi. Tropical storm Filippo is expected to dry out much of the southern parts of Zimbabwe. However, cooling winds are expected with drizzle in some places. Here is the weather forecast for Saturday 16th and Sunday 17th of March, with the projected weather forecast for Monday the 18th, subject to change.
Thanks, Vusi, for the weather report. My advice to farmers is prepare for the worst and hope for the best. My name is Alice. Have a lovely weekend.
And my name is Zenzele Ndebele. Please don't forget to share our program on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp. You can also follow us at CITE ZW on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. It's a Friday. Enjoy your weekend and let's make a date next week.